So, a cool new movie comes out and you want to see it. But the question is, where do I go to see this movie? During those painful months of quarantine, you may have answered streaming services. During quarantine, pretty much for $10 a month, you could watch any new movie you wanted. Ever since movies were invented leading up to 2019, you would go to the movie theater to see a movie. You know, the only place where you could buy expensive food, listen to a baby crying for 2 hours, having to go to the bathroom at the most inconvenient moments, and watching a movie that was made by a company that Disney probably owns at this point. I like the movies, I always have, but have they been on a decline recently? I don't know. I don't run a movie theater. But one thing I do know is that COVID absolutely destroyed them. During 2020, streaming services beat them up like it's an elementary school playground. The thing about streaming services for movies is that right when the movie comes out, anybody could watch it. And for movie theaters, it's a bit more complicated. You see, it all really depends on time zones. At least, that's what I would assume. But I'm not sure how the math adds up, where in the UK, they got the new Spider-Man movie 2 days before we did in the United States. And because people were seeing the movie early, they wanted to go talk about it online. But that's not good for the rest of us, because some people will be sitting there in class, looking up the movie on Google, and seeing a bunch of pictures from it, and telling the whole class. True story, actually. But enough about Spider-Man. Could we talk about the food at movie theaters for a second? So at my local theater, water is $5. That is the same price as candy. But at the local gas station, you could get both water and candy for probably $1 each. So now it seems obvious. Just go to the gas station, buy all the movie snacks you want. But there's a problem. You see, when movie theaters sell tickets, most of that money is going to the studio that made that movie. So since movie theaters aren't making a huge profit off the tickets for the movies they're selling, they're really getting you with the food. And since movie theaters are only really making money off of the food they sell, they don't want you bringing in outside food. So you have to resort to sneaking it in. Oh, you're wondering why I have this ginormous jacket in the summertime? I don't know. But really, this jacket is filled with drinks, candy, chips, whatever else you want to bring in. So now that you got a bunch of food for the same price as one water at the theater, it's time to find your seat. First of all, these first few rows, you don't sit here unless you want your neck to be hurting for weeks. Pretty much any other seat is fine unless there's a kid sitting in the seat behind you, because they will be kicking that seat throughout the whole movie. And if there's a baby, you just leave at that point. When there's a loud noise in the movie, that baby is gonna start crying. Alright, so let's just say there's no baby. You sit down in your seat. Everything's going great. You're watching the movie. It's good. But since you've been chugging on Mountain Dew for the past hour, you gotta use the restroom. And it's always at the most inconvenient times, too. You come back from using the restroom, and you are so confused because you missed the most important part of the movie.
I know it doesn't look like it, but that video took me 3 months to make. Wait a minute, but it's made. No, yeah, no, I understand. I hear what you're saying. I didn't actually start, big, I didn't really start full production on this video till March because I was busy January and February. So, sorry about that. As you can tell, this video is a lot more animated than my other ones. So, that was definitely an adjustment to make. It was a lot slower of a process, but I think the video turned out amazing. If you want to submit fan art like you're seeing on the screen, by the way, everyone, it is awesome. Thanks to you for submitting it. Go to my Discord server, submit your own fan art. Follow my TikTok. Bye.